Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into one of the boldest claims in the blockchain world. Dominic Williams, the founder of Internet Computer Protocol, often says that ICP represents the third great leap in crypto history, coming right after Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now that's a pretty big statement, but what does it actually mean? Why were Bitcoin and Ethereum seen as the first two revolutions, and how exactly is ICP building on their foundations to push blockchain into an entirely new era? By the end of this breakdown, you'll understand why many believe ICP is not just another project, but the natural next step in the evolution of decentralized technology. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Always do your own research and consult a professional before making any investment decisions. Let's rewind the clock. Before 2009, if you wanted to send money over the internet, you always had to rely on a trusted third party. Think banks, PayPal, Visa, or other intermediaries. Every transfer required their approval. Then came Bitcoin, the first successful digital currency that allowed two people to send value directly to each other without anyone standing in between. This was groundbreaking because it solved the double spending problem. The risk that digital money could be copied like a file on your computer. Bitcoin's blockchain guaranteed that every coin was accounted for, every transaction was final, and the network itself enforced the rules. This invention gave birth to what many call digital gold. Bitcoin became a censorship-resistant, borderless, and scarce form of money. It proved that finance could exist outside of banks. That was innovation number one. Fast forward a few years, and Ethereum came onto the scene with a new question. What if money didn't just move, but could also follow rules automatically? Ethereum introduced smart contracts, tiny programs that live on the blockchain and execute themselves when certain conditions are met. This turned blockchains from simple payment networks into programmable platforms. With smart contracts, entirely new possibilities opened up. You could lock funds in a lending protocol and automatically earn interest without a bank. You could trade assets on decentralized exchanges without needing brokers. You could even mint NFTs, one-of-a-kind digital items that can be owned and traded worldwide. Ethereum laid the foundation for today's Web3, DeFi, NFTs, DAOs, and much more. But with all this power came real limitations. Smart contracts couldn't scale easily. Gas fees made usage expensive, and apps still relied on centralized Web 2 infrastructure for hosting their frontends or storing data. Imagine telling people to pay a fee every time they wanted to send an email or like a post on social media. It wouldn't work. Ethereum was revolutionary, but it left big problems unsolved. This is where the Internet Computer Protocol, or ICP, steps in. Instead of being just another smart contract chain, ICP was designed to solve the weaknesses Ethereum left behind: scalability, cost, and reliance on centralized infrastructure. On ICP, developers can host everything on-chain: backend logic, front-end interfaces, databases, and even large files. That means a decentralized app on ICP isn't just a contract connected to Web 2 services. It's a fully self-contained application running purely on blockchain infrastructure. At the heart of this system are canisters. Think of them as the next evolution of smart contracts. While Ethereum smart contracts are like calculators, powerful but limited, ICP canisters behave more like cloud servers. They can store data, process complex logic, and scale as the application grows. This makes it possible to build entire social networks, chat platforms, or even AI-powered apps directly on the blockchain, something Ethereum was never designed to handle. Another major leap ICP brings is the way it handles fees. On Ethereum, every user interaction requires paying gas, and during congestion, that cost can skyrocket. On ICP, the model is flipped. Developers preload their canisters with cycles, the equivalent of gas, meaning users can interact freely without being asked to sign a wallet transaction every step of the way. The result? Apps that feel as smooth as Web 2 platforms like Twitter or WhatsApp, but are powered entirely by decentralized technology. For users, there's no friction, no pop-ups, and no constant stream of micropayments. ICP isn't just innovating in isolation. It connects directly with both Bitcoin and Ethereum, but in a way that avoids risky bridges or wrapped tokens. Take ckBTC, for example. It's a cryptographic twin of Bitcoin that runs natively on ICP and is backed one-to-one with real BTC. This makes it possible to build decentralized finance apps that use real Bitcoin with near-instant settlement times, all while keeping the full security of the Bitcoin blockchain. Ethereum integration is also in progress, allowing ICP apps to interact with Ethereum assets seamlessly. This means ICP is not replacing Bitcoin or Ethereum, it's extending their power. Traditional blockchains often run into scaling bottlenecks. ICP solves this with a system of subnets, which can be added as demand grows. The more subnets, the more capacity the network has. This allows ICP to run applications at true internet scale, not just niche DeFi tools. And we're already seeing proof of this in action. For example, OpenChat is a messaging app similar to Telegram or Discord, but hosted entirely on ICP. Every single message sent is a blockchain transaction, and yet the experience feels just as smooth as using a mainstream messaging service. You can even send tokens directly inside chats or participate in raffles, features powered entirely by canisters. So, let's zoom in again on canisters because they really are the backbone of ICP. A canister doesn't just store code like Ethereum smart contracts. It also bundles in data, user accounts, posts, images, and transactions, all within the same container. Think of it as a mini cloud server running on a decentralized network instead of Amazon or Google. When you deploy a canister, it's distributed across ICP's global nodes, making it unstoppable and censorship-resistant. Developers can build everything from social platforms to Bitcoin-based DeFi protocols directly inside these canisters. And thanks to ckBTC, these applications can use real Bitcoin without leaving the chain or depending on insecure wrapped tokens. One real-world example is Odin Fun, which leverages ICP to enable almost instant Bitcoin transactions. This demonstrates how ICP is actively unlocking a new wave of Bitcoin DeFi, something many other blockchains have promised but haven't delivered. Let's recap the 3 milestones in crypto history. 1. Bitcoin showed us that money can exist outside of banks. 2. Ethereum proved that code can control money and gave us programmable finance. 3. ICP demonstrates that the entire internet, from apps to social platforms to financial systems, can be built directly on the blockchain. This progression takes us from digital money to programmable money to a fully decentralized internet. That's why many believe ICP is not just another project, but the third great innovation in crypto. So where does this leave us? Bitcoin rewrote the rules of money. Ethereum transformed blockchains into programmable ecosystems. And ICP is now pushing the boundaries further by showing that the very fabric of the internet, applications, data, and interactions can all run on-chain. With canisters, developers gain a tool that's more powerful than smart contracts. With ckBTC, Bitcoin DeFi becomes practical and secure. With horizontal scaling, entire social platforms can run natively on blockchain infrastructure. In short, ICP represents the next chapter of Web3. It's about more than finance. It's about building an unstoppable, censorship-resistant internet that can scale to billions of users. And that's why Dominic Williams calls ICP the third big innovation in crypto history. So, what do you think about ICP's current position? Are you bullish on its growth in AI and DeFi? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found value in this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more breakdowns like this. Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay cautious, and I'll catch you in the next one.